Well, good morning. Just making use of some early morning hours here where I couldn't sleep. And once again, I'm going to apologize for the shake on the camera because I can't quite really use my tripod right now. It's up in the other room. Anyhow, as you can see in front of you, for those that are familiar with this printer, I have removed the stock acrylic bed. It was just a piece of acrylic. You can't quite see it from this picture, but it's dished. It has been dished, so the center area is lower, and on the bottom the center area is higher than the corners. And that was causing some problems printing, especially things in the center. You would get your printer dialed in for its height above the bed, and it was good everywhere except for the center. It was making some hard start issues where it wasn't really starting very well. Or over here, you would get it dialed in for the correct height in the center, and then you'd find out that the nozzle was too close to the bed on start in the corners, and that was requiring me to do some funny offsets and whatnot. But what I did is I made a new bed out of two pieces of copper clad. It's FR4. The copper's facing each other in the middle, meaning that this split, I don't know how you can see it. The copper, yeah, yes you can. The copper is sandwiched in between. Then I covered it with some of my 12mm, or yeah, that's 12mm wide kapton tape. I'm not sure, but it's plenty wide enough to be the print surface. I just put some glue in the middle, regular old Elmer's glue stick. I'm just going to show that again here in case you didn't see it. This almost glues too strong, so I'm going to try some cheaper glues. Now, right now, this was just in for temporary and testing, because if you see, the main mount screws go straight through both boards, and then there's a alignment screw added in the middle, M3 screw with a nut. Well, eventually this top board is not going to connect on the 4 black screws. It's only going to connect on the middle screw, and it's only going to be for alignment, because it's going to push in onto a friction fitting that's going to hold the board dead center, and then I'm going to be able to remove it to make removal of prints and cleaning and resurfacing the board very easy. Anyhow, there's just a little bit of an update. My last video I showed cleaning the print nozzle, and it's been working really well. I kind of forgot to mention you might want to wash it with acetone or alcohol at the end. But this video, mostly about this. The nice thing about that and the clean print nozzle is, I just apologize for the shake there again, is not only can you print a nice part very quickly, it adheres. You almost don't even need a brim or anything like that underneath. But something I'm just going to grab, it may not fit in there, it might be hard to see, but if you look at the bridging on the top of that, you just put him in there, see if he's too heavy for the print bed. His wire's too stiff. I don't know if you can see the bridging that would have happened there. The test, that box is just a test of the shape to bond to the stepper. I'm going to print a thicker one that's got thicker walls than 1mm. But yeah, I forgot to put supports on the top bridges there. No problem, not an issue, as long as you seal off the build area. So yeah, but I'll get to that in another video. This video is mostly about getting that done. Now, I will scan this with a flatbed scanner and scan it to PDF, so we can have a size template for those that, like me, couldn't really find the sizes of this easily. Anyhow, that's this Fabricator Mini Mod, upgrading your bed to something that won't really warp. So we'll call this step 1, just getting it working and proving that it's going to work the way I want it to. Step 2 is going to be making it removable, possibly step 3 is making use of the copper cladding and building an integral heater, but that's going to require drilling some holes in 4 quadrants below to put some 100 ohm resistors or whatnot in, because I don't think the traces on here can be milled correctly to make integral heater. Anyhow, again, if you have any questions, put them below, and don't forget to subscribe if you like projects like these. And as always, thanks for watching. Hey, you're still watching. Well, I decided to include a little bit of footage from the first print that I did using the new print bed. It was just a couple little segments that I shot of a ring that I had made for my wife. It's one of my sort of go-to tests, almost like a calibration, if you will, that I choose to use. The ring was made in Tinkercad, and if there's any real interest, I can make it public and post a file. It's nothing terribly special, and it's of course sized directly for her. Anyhow, as you can see here, the printer prints pretty quickly. I think I just have it set for something like 15 millimeters per second on perimeters and 30 for infill type stuff. I'm not sure. I have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure that was the setting. If it's not 30, it's I think it's 15 and 25 right now, something like that. I made a video about how I do my multiplier, but as you can see here, I had a heck of a time trying to get it up off the kapton tape, and I'm just using my little steel tweezers there. I don't have a tiny little or a mini spatula or scraper to pop it off. I didn't really want to use a knife, but anyhow, eventually with some persistence, and as it cooled off, it popped off just fine. And I found that that glue was incredibly strong. That's the Elmer's glue that I showed before. Really, really strong. I'm gonna have to go with something cheaper than this. And those screws held in pretty good. Prying this off, I was worried, like the plastic, it would rock the bed pretty good. And those screws, the black ones, I was kind of worried about. But the silver one, again, here is just for alignment. The silver one bolts the top FR4 board to the bottom, and the black screws attach it to the moving sled or bed underneath, and eventually it'll be disconnected. But anyhow, as always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like.